What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to Philly with John Marks. As always, brought to you by BetParx. We're live on a Wednesday morning. Morning, K-Red. Morning to everybody out there that joins us live at 8 a.m. every Monday through Friday. Appreciate it. Yes, Alec Bohm hit a home run last night in the minor league park. Maybe that says something. But joining us today from blackgritty.com is Black Gritty. Black Gritty, how are you?
Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, that was really nice. It was so exciting. It was amazing. It was life-changing.
You know why? Because I've been bitching that he hasn't hit a home run for 3 straight days or 2 straight shows. So of course he hit a home run last night. Hey, anything else they need, Black Gritty? I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, there's only now 4 qualifying hitters in the MLB that haven't hit a home run. He didn't make it to last, so that's something. That's something.
Yep, I'm here this morning with my Golden Girls mug. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yep. It has a big chip in it, but my mom bought it for me because I'm such a big Golden Girls fan. I will watch it on it's on Hallmark Channel or one of the channels.
So the fact that they're all like my age now is so insanely crazy to me. When I was a kid and I would be at my grandmother's house, like sometimes she'd let me stay up, but the caveat of staying up was she'd watch the Golden Girls and I wasn't allowed to watch the Golden Girls because it was too adult. So I'd have to lay on the couch with my back to the TV. I could listen to the Golden Girls.
You couldn't watch it?
I couldn't watch it.
That Blanche was too
much for my grandmother. I mean, they're Christian people. My grandma was like, I'm like, how come you allowed to watch it, my mom? Like, how come I can't? And I can hear the jokes, I can hear the things, but I wasn't able to watch it. So such a weird little thing that you remember as a kid.
Golden Girls, underrated comedy. Yeah. Laugh out loud, dude. I watch it today and I laugh out loud watching the show. Yeah. It is for the situational sitcom filmed before a live studio audience, that era of show. A lot of it, you watch it today, it's campy, but very, very funny. Underrated show for sure. Underrated show.
I used to watch Mama's House too. Did you ever watch Mama's House?
Mama's Family?
Mama's Family, that's what it was.
With Vicki Lawrence. I hated that show.
Oh, look at you.
I
was watching all the grandma stuff. I mean, I couldn't wait to stay home from school. You know what I mean? It was game shows all day.
And those shows. No, and same era of Mama's Family was Small Wonder.
Small Wonder
with Vicky the Robot.
Yep. Oh, TV was great.
It was great
now
back then.
Terrible.
It is. It's horrible.
We're old.
Especially stuff on YouTube like Philly with John Marks is always brought to you by BetParx. All right, so I have my Golden Girls Cup. Real fast, before we talk about the Phillies and some Sixer stuff here. I mean, like, I could barely sleep with the naming of the arena now. The Xfinity Mobile Arena. Oh, man. Like, doesn't that sound like, man, I'm going to go down to the X. I'm going to the X tonight to watch Allen Iverson and the 76ers play.
So,
man, unbelievable.
It cracks me up how I guess people are excited or not excited, but I'm like, Xfinity Live's right across the street. It makes sense. You know what I mean? Like all of it, Xma, like it's nice.
Comcast is a Philly company, so
yes.
It makes sense that they would, even though they have their naming rights on other arenas across the country.
Exactly. That's what everyone's like, oh, you know what? I was like, it's Comcast. It's the same. It's just updated. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, get Wells Fargo out of there. It makes sense. I like the purple. I do like the purple.
So you're in.
None of our teams are purple.
You're all about it.
I'm all about it.
I can't wait. I don't even care who plays there. I'm just excited to go see the new state, the new arena. That's not new. It just has a new.
Oh, they didn't change anything. Oh,
well, Futz, I've seen a lot of people ask why the mobile was added to it. And like I'll just break it down real easy. So Xfinity is cable. Not a lot of people realize Xfinity also offers a mobile service, which like I've been AT&T or whatever for a long time. So I don't know a lot of people that have Xfinity Mobile. So by adding mobile to it, they're allowing people to know every time, oh, Xfinity Mobile, not Xfinity, what we're used to, the cable. So that's why they put the mobile on it, because the mobile is different than what we normally think of with Xfinity. Capiche?
And the mobile needs the most branding because no one uses that service. It's absolutely terrible.
Right.
So it needs help. That's why. Right.
So calling it the Xfinity, so everybody already had, either you have Xfinity or you say, no, screw them. I'm going to get YouTube or whatever. But yeah, so that's why it's Xfinity Mobile.
Yeah.
But are we going to call it the X? Is that?
Yeah. Because they got the casino over there now. They got Xfinity Live. So, you know,
the
X. They would go through the whole arena, mobile arena. Like, that's a lot.
But I would rather not use that up because I do like the name of it. And when they build the new arena, name that the Xfinity Mobile Arena and then call it the X. Because once you use the nickname, it doesn't transfer over to a new building. Because I mean, let's face it, the Wells Fargo Center sucks. I know they did some renovations or whatever. It's like a cookie cutter veteran stadium, Riverfront Stadium. Like it hasn't been a bad arena, but it was built during that time in the 90s where that's what the arenas look like. It's been fine.
Well, it's not the Clippers arena, you know, with that wall, that great wall.
It is not. And here's the other thing. Here's why I like it called the Xfinity Mobile Center or Arena. Because that now people can't have it called, because everybody's like, call it the Wawa Center. Like, no, I don't need it called the Wawa Center, Black Gritty.
Wawa doesn't have enough money for that. Wawa's got money. They don't have enough money for that.
Yeah, they'd rather just.
I think when crypto.com bought like the Staples Center, I think it was like $8 billion naming rights or something stupid like that. Like, it's so much money. It's so much money.
Yeah, Wawa's focused on taking all your money for coffee and sandwiches and stuff like that.
Yeah, go get another pizza.
All right, there we go. Thumbs up from Tyler Zuli as well. Everybody's happy with the Xfinity Mobile Arena. It seemed like normally people want to complain about everything. I didn't see a lot of complaints yesterday, other than I saw a lot of people not understanding the mobile part of it, which is rather elementary. Yeah, honestly, why they would do that. But so it's a thumbs up all around, all aboard.
Yep, yay.
All right. So you know what we got last night, Black Gritty? We got a comfortable and relatively stress-free Phillies game. Zack Wheeler was dealing. They got the early runs. They got it a little bit close with the home run, 3-2, but then they quickly separated themselves from that. And I was watching, I had my feet kicked up. I was enjoying it, put the kids to bed, come back in, take a little peek. 8-4 win. Phils are now 5 games over 500. They're going back to the World Series. They're winning the World Series again, Black Gritty. No doubt in my mind.
I told you. I mean, I never jumped off the bandwagon. I told you day 1 and day 3, and when we was down 9, I told you. So yeah, we still win the World Series. Can I just say that like Wheeler is amazing. We talk about it when he has his starts, but like on a consistent basis, the last 3 or 4 years, he's been one of the best athletes in the city, and he doesn't get put up there in that echelon list. You know, not to just throw another pile on Embiid, but like. You're gonna knock Embiid out of that top whatever, and start throwing Wheeler up there. Like Wheeler is out there crushing it on a consistent basis, and it's just so nice to see. It's so sexy when he goes out there with a little ball head and just be slinging that thing. It's just amazing.
No emotion, just fast pace. Tyler chimes in 2.70 ERA over his last 5 starts. Yeah, like he gets into a groove, and he's a pleasure to watch. And to your point, Black Gritty, about the Embiid stuff, and like I don't mind ripping Embiid. He's collateral damage at this point, but you're right. Like Embiid won an MVP. We know he's talented. The hell have the Sixers done as a team? Squat. Yeah. And made it out of the second round of the playoffs. Meanwhile, Wheeler's been to a World Series as their best pitcher. Wheeler's been to the playoffs pretty much every year. And he's been second in the Cy Young. The only thing he needs is a Cy Young now.
I know. He needs one.
He deserves one. He deserves what he does. Yeah. He's been really, really good. I mean, name me a Phillies pitcher that's better. A Phillies starting pitching that's better. Hamels because of the MVP for the World Series, but like, is Hamels really in the class of Wheeler?
I mean, you can argue those things because of nostalgia, and I'm sure that there's numbers out there that I'm not digging into. But off of vibe, I'd say no. But I can see how people could do it. But off of vibe, I'd say no. Wheeler is the real deal. Wheeler is a man among boys most nights out there on that mound. And that's the thing that sucks about baseball too, because like when you sit there and say, like, man, if you could just give Nola some run support, that 1 or 2 home runs he gives up wouldn't be a big deal, but you don't. And there's got to be something to that feeling of, oh man, somebody's going out there to pitch. Now, you know, I've coached my daughter and stuff like that. And we had one pitcher that was always our starter. We had another girl who was the backup. And the heads would go down when the other girl had to start. And you just naturally don't play as hard because you're thinking about the pitcher. And I'm like, don't worry about the pitcher. You go hit the ball. But the energy goes out. And so people play a little bit differently. And most times they don't lift their energy up. The energy usually comes down because they're expecting the other team to get big hits or runs like that. So Wheeler does his job, man. Wheeler does his job.
This portion of the show brought to you by GLAT HAIR Restoration, GLATHairMM.com. Text or call them. Text them, 610-980-4000. Yep, so Schwarber goes deep early. Again, another early home run. He's got 12 on the season now. Leads the majors. Black Gritty. And did you see the tweet I put out about his salary?
I told you 175 million. You're like, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, it's about to be 200 million.
Well, I've been searching for answers on that. And I mean, what I'm seeing is 30 a year, maybe for 4. He's so, like, we act like, I said this yesterday, we act like he's 38 years old right now. He's only 33.
Yeah.
Right. So he's really not that old, but he is a DH, which hurts his value. I don't think he's a $200 million player. He's producing like he's a $200 million player. He's 32. So I think he just turned 32. He just turned 30. He just turned 32 in March.
If he hits the free market, the world is a different place in baseball. I understand everything you're saying, but I'm seeing this $700 million about to have a $1 billion player one day, and this dude is hitting dingers. That's what he does. He's a DH. Guess what? As a DH, he produces, and it's not even Schwarber season yet. It hasn't even warmed up out this piece yet. As soon as it hits 85 degrees, balls flying everywhere. I mean, he's going to command some money, bro. I don't know. I don't know.
It's a matter of how, like, what teams would be interested in throwing that. I'll just leave it like this, because normally when you get a great offensive player and you put him in left field, like Castellanos is at best an average defender, right? So like you don't sign guys necessarily because they're defense. So when you put a player in left field, it's like, all right, well, he's adequate in left field, but he's obviously in the lineup. He's potent because of the bat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like Schwarber doesn't really play left field, but he's in the lineup because of his bat.
Yeah.
It takes away some flexibility because you like to alternate guys and make them DHs on certain days for rest and things like that. But I can't envision a Phillies team that doesn't have Kyle Schwarber on it. Period.
Like,
and I don't know how Dave Dombrowski could. I don't know how John Middleton could. I don't know how Bryce Harper can. They can't lose him.
Yeah, because you're saying 3 years for $30 million. That's $90 million. That seems cheap.
3 for 100. Tyler Zulli. 3. Yesterday we were saying 4 for maybe like 110 or 120. He's not going to get to it. I'd be shocked if he got anywhere close to
150 is my
million.
number. I'm just boosting up now because he's got 12 home runs. So I'm just being facetious. But 150 is my number.
Okay. Tyler, what do you think?
Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, every time that he has a productive night, like you're going to add a couple of bucks to it. I mean, he has been a model of consistency. And the thing for me with Schwarber, that has been probably the greatest change for him over the last couple of years, is he's always been a guy with a good eye. His plate approach has been solid. He has a fundamental understanding of the strike zone, but his ability to hit with 2 strikes this year has been excellent. His ability to hit against left-handed pitchers over the last 2 seasons has been unbelievable. This guy has become a much more complete hitter over the last couple of years. He's not just your big bopper, 45 home runs are still in the cards, no doubt, but the average has risen. The plate approach is better. His ability to kind of just take what a pitcher's giving him. Like last night, you saw him with an RBI base hit that just was a comfortable at bat. He fell down early and had a comfortable at bat and was still able to battle back. Like, this guy's become a much more complete hitter. I think the cost is going to be more than we're hoping for, just simply because of the fact that the numbers continue to improve. And as you guys just pointed out, he is only 32 years old.
So Tyler was just talking and I wasn't listening to anything he said, but what the gist of it I got is that not having him in the leadoff position makes him more comfortable at the plate, and he doesn't have to push when he's in the slot that he's in now, and he's doing much better at the plate. I mean, he said a whole lot of factual things, but that's not taking away from that. Schwarber's out here.
He's actually producing in the 4-hole.
Yes. Time. Yes. He's seeing all the things you just said. That's how it feels, and it pressures off from leadoff. I've got to hit this home run. I've got to swing this bat. Now he's like, I can see you got to get on base. Like, I got to get a hit. Like, it's just so much better for him.
I mean, last night was probably a little bit skewed in that particular conversation because he had a second inning leadoff home run. He was hitting fourth. They went down 1-2-3 in the first, and he led off the second. So there would have been no difference if he had let off the first or let off the second. I get your point, and you know me, I was an arguer for Kyle Schwarber being the leadoff hitter. There was a lot of numerical reasons behind it, but I think what it does help is give Bryce Harper protection, who is struggling right now, and it allows them, because it's two guys that when they're at their best, both hit lefties fairly well. Schwarber's been unbelievable against lefties. Harper's been decent throughout his career, but with Harper struggling right now, even with that being said, like, Schwarber right now is giving protection in the middle of that lineup that they didn't have prior. So I get why they're doing it, and I get why it's working.
That's wild for you to say for us to trade Bryce Harper. I don't like it, but if that's the take you want to go with, let's roll.
You're just going to put words in my mouth today. You're going to make me look bad today. Is that the plan?
That'd be awesome.
I mean, it's sometimes, you know what I mean? My headphones are off. I can't hear straight to that. You know what I mean?
All right. Well, coming up. And by the way, back to the Golden Girls for a second. So Rue McClanahan or Blanche Devereaux, like she was like the sexy hussy older lady.
44 years old.
Yeah, I know. Mid-40s.
Gosh.
And by the way, Betty White was always the underrated beauty. I mean,
Betty White was the hottest one on that show.
For sure.
Betty White was the hottest one. And she's so goofy and she's so she's like
so funny.
She's like every man's woman. Like if you had a dream girl, she was younger as a fox, fun and fun loving, that makes jokes for herself, just a fun person. Betty White was a jam. Betty White was a recipe.
And Dorothy, not so much a looker, but also older than Ma.
Yeah.
Because Ma was younger. Estelle Getty, they dressed her up to be older than B. Arthur.
Like once I found that out, I'm like, this is the most insane thing. It blew my mind. I thought they were all like 65, 78, 98. And I'm like, she was 44. Like I feel so old when I think about it.
Younger than us now, and I have a hat on backwards. I have a mesh hat on backwards, and I'm older than some old lady from when we were kids. How about this? Look at the age of the Cheers cast from when that show first started. John Ratzenberger, Cliff Clavin was in his freaking 30s.
Yeah.
Norm was in his 30s. They were all in their 30s, or I think a couple were like early 40s, but all in their 30s. And meanwhile, you think of them, now we're old.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Very odd. All right, coming up. I've been 76er triggered by watching these playoffs, Black Riddy. And it happened last night with the Pacers winning a buzzer beater in like really dramatic style. And it really has my head about to explode with the 76ers. We'll get into that. We have some more baseball and Philly stuff coming up as well. Philly with John Marks is back in 2-2. Don't go anywhere. All right, Ace Hardware Home Services. Check it out. Ace is the place for pathetic people like me. That's correct. I can admit it. I can't really fix anything on my own, and I'm okay with that. See, sometimes you just have to be okay with what's wrong with you. But anyway, Ace Hardware Home Services, right? So if you have anything going on in the house, electrical, plumbing, heating, cooling, anything like that, and you have an issue, AceHardwareHomeServices.com, they can get out. They can fix it. They can give you your options. If you have equipment installation, you buy a new fridge, you buy a new washer and dryer, and you're not getting it installed. What are you doing? You can't do it yourself. Ace Hardware Home Services, a wide range of residential maintenance, installation, home repair services, heating, plumbing, cooling, and electrical. Free estimates on equipment installation and replacement with trusted advisors and options that are best suited for your home and your budget. Emergency services on a Sunday. The toilet's overflowing. Oh, we're going to wait till Monday. No, we're not. AceHardwareHomeServices.com to get started on your next project. Yeah, they're there for you. AceHardwareHomeServices.com. Check them out. All right, let's talk about BetParx and the BetParx app. I am not even going to mention more losses last night for the BetParx parlay of the day. I think actually right now it's doing BetParx a disservice because believe we lost 7 days in a row. But that doesn't mean that you have to be as pathetic as us, right? You can live bet, watch and wager, Philadelphia baseball, pro golf, pro hoops playoffs, hockey playoffs, everything else that's going on. The BetParx online sportsbook and online casino app has you covered. Live bet games, individual player performances like player hits, home runs, RBI strikeouts, and much more. And how about live dealer, blackjack, roulette, craps, poker, online casino games, online slots. New users get up to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down in the first 24 hours. Go to betparx.com. Download the app right now and enjoy all the action and excitement from the casino at your fingertips. You must be 21 and in PA, New Jersey, Maryland, or Michigan for BetParx. You love to play. You play to win. You bet BetParx. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Hoo-ah, we are back. Philly with John Marks. Black Gritty in the house today. Looking good, looking fine. I got that first time you've seen my backdrop where I have some bobbleheads. I have an Eagles helmet.
Yeah.
I have a signed Roger Staubach Army Navy helmet that he signed for me at an Army Navy Radio Row broadcast years back.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I'm
So
gonna come over and put a sticker on my face on the back of the wall, about on the other side of your head.
Right there.
Yeah, yep. Just some little googly eyes over there.
All right, there you go. But yeah, now you got to help me. I got to get a light, and then I have some other stuff to put right here. I just haven't had it done yet. So I'm sure by next year I'll finish it off. But I did. It took me a year and some months to get anything set up down here.
I mean, it's looking good. It's
looking good. Yeah, and I thank you for it.
Baby steps.
I thank you for it. All right. So what do we got? A couple things here. Philly. So they're back at it tonight. Tomorrow night, Black Gritty. How about this? Andrew Painter makes his AAA start. He's coming back, so he's getting closer.
Oh God!
So he's a probable for tomorrow. It's his first AAA start in his career. There you go.
I don't even want to think about this man until he's on the field playing for the Phillies. I just want him to be happy and healthy and wise. I just want to be great. I want him to be great.
And he hasn't. I mean, I'm not even really going to judge him. He's given up some runs down in single A, but the velocity's there, the stuff's there. Yeah. I just wonder what they do with him, because it's great to say Andrew Painter's coming back. They already put Taijuan Walker in the bullpen, which I think is going to be a zero. The Phillies have talked about not using him in a bullpen role. So what do you do with him if he's back in July? What does he do?
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. There's so much hope, and Dombrowski just. Man, I don't even want to think about Painter. You've made me angry because it's just, you're right. You said, what are we doing? What are we doing? And my thing is, what do we need? Because he's the only thing that I'm excited for. And it was like, oh, you got to trade. Like, no, that's the one person I'm not giving up because I don't know. I know what he did. I know he's giving up his. I don't care. He's the only hope that I have for my future. And he better be great. That's all I'm saying. He better be great.
He better be great.
Problems.
I am not having him not being a Cy Young Award winner. He better be great. We got the Tommy John. We were already like, he's going to be in the rotation this year, and then it's like, something's going on with the elbow, and it's like, oh, well, that's not good.
The primer on that, the roller coaster ride we've been on with this kid, like get me all juiced up just to fall to the floor. I need it. He better fix my problems. That's all I'm saying. Like for real. I want the jersey. I want the lifestyle. I want to see 101 on the board. I need it, Johnny Marks. He better be great.
All right, so let's play hypotheticals here that he pitches very well in AAA. Let's ask Tyler Zulli. Tyler Zulli, he pitches well in AAA. So if we're already first week of May is about to be over. So if they're targeting July, so that gives them a good 5, 6, 7 starts or something like that in AAA. So what do you do? He's pitching well down in AAA. You're like, damn, he looks really good. What do you do if you're the Phillies?
Yeah, I think they're going to have to make the move at some point. They can't baby this kid forever. And I understand why they did it initially, right? Coming back from Tommy John, complications. He hasn't really pitched meaningful baseball in almost 2 seasons. So I totally understand slow playing this kid to give him a chance to get the arm strength back up, to limit fatigue, all of that kind of stuff. All very valid points. At some point, if he's pitching well in Lehigh Valley, you're just going to have to call him up. And so I have called for the David Price role for a year now. And what I mean by that is the role that the Rays put David Price in when he first made his major league debut, which was like weapon, which was closer out of the bullpen, multiple inning guy. Like you saw it in the World Series. He was a weapon against the Phillies, and that's what they used him as. And the Phillies have said when Andrew Painter comes up, he's a starter. And that's just like the end of that conversation. And so I understand that I am outvoted in this one. They have 51% of the stock. They're the majority shareholder. They make all the decisions. So I totally know that I am out of the conversation.
But Tyler, to your point, then if you're going to make him a starter, what do you do? Because Zack Wheeler doesn't like a 6-man rotation unless you keep him on regular rest and you mess with the other guys. You're out of options. And I guess that's the point. Like I saw in the comments that INS's comment of they're manipulating his service time. No, they're not. He's coming back from Tommy John surgery. They're not trying to hold him back. Sometimes you have to slow play things a little bit because of like, all right, well, what are we going to do? If Ranger Suarez doesn't look great, then the decision becomes easy. Hey, Ranger, you're going to the bullpen. Or you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes situations take care of themselves. But I just don't know what you do because you're not moving anybody out of the rotation other than Ranger Suarez.
I think what you probably are trying to consider is what can you get for Ranger Suarez in a trade? I think that would be the conversation that you would have because I don't think it's the right move for the Phillies. I've said that before. I think Ranger Suarez, when he's fully ready to go, is more beneficial to this year's Phillies team and to take the chance in free agency next year. And you may lose him, right? It may possibly happen.
Oh, yeah, you will.
That somebody's going to overpay for him and you're not going to want to pay. And that's just it's just part of sports. Free agency is just part of sports. I do think that he's more valuable to this team when fully healthy than he is unless you're able to acquire a legit bullpen arm, which is possible, or a close to everyday center fielder, which I guess is also possible. But I don't know what the trade outcomes look like right now. I think if Painter comes up and he is a starter, that to me is probably your move. But John, you and I talked about it yesterday. I think you can never have enough depth in your starting rotation or starting pitchers because of a rash of injuries. But it's not about depth at that point. It's about 26-man roster, right? Like who? It's
a numbers game. Yeah, you're right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a numbers game. Yeah, I mean, we will. And to your point, maybe they do trade Ranger too. I would like to go to the American League team. But he's a free agent. What can you get for him? Is he more valuable to put in the bullpen? Scott Boras isn't going to be happy if you put him in the bullpen. So like you had said, there may be an injury in the rotation, and we're not even talking about this. But
yeah,
I mean, it's a good problem to have too much starting pitching, I suppose. There you go.
It is.
You've been watching the NBA playoffs at all, Black Ready?
God, yes. The NBA is back. Blah blah blah. The games are great. Blah blah blah. They make me sick, blah, blah, blah.
Right? Playoffs have been good.
They have been really good. A lot of tight games. Parity is around. Like, seasons like this make me feel like, oh, if my team was in it, they might have a real chance because everybody seems even. Every game is tight. The Wolves barely beat the Lakers, and then they come out here and get dog walked a little bit by the Warriors without Curry. That's wild behavior. Ant was on a tour. He circled the crypto arena in the streets after the game talking trash to Lakers fans. And then you go out there and lose to the Warriors with no – and so your old cohort – I'm rambling right now because all this has got me frustrated about the 76ers. Your old cohort, Ike Reese, I said – I don't care what you get for Ben Simmons. I'll take Halliburton.
Yeah.
I got the recording. He ripped me apart, and he barely ever yells at me, but he basically called me a dunce and wanted to hang up the phone on me and called me stupid. And now look at this kid out here balling. A gold, Olympic gold. He's out here in the playoffs, game-winning shots. Like, just balling. His dad's out here as a dog, and here I am with nothing, Johnny. We have absolutely nothing. Mikal Bridges got 92 first-round picks. He's out here putting up 51 minutes and beating the Celtics. Oh, the Celtics have got Tatum because I got folks. Like the whole thing, Johnny Marks, we're about to draft next week. We don't deserve the number 1 pick. I hope for real, for the love of God, they're my team. I love with all my heart. I'm going to die with the 76ers. They don't deserve the number 1 pick. I don't want Cooper Flagg to come here and have his life ruined by this team. They don't deserve it, Johnny Marks. They've ruined everything. Everything. Playoffs have been good.
Playoffs have been awesome. So last night, if you missed it, Tyrese Halliburton, they're down by 2. There's like 11 seconds left. He's shooting the back end of a free throw. So he's shooting free throw number 2. He front rims it, gets his own rebound, dribbles out, throws up a 3 that goes in, gives them the lead with 1.1 second left. And Cleveland didn't have a timeout, so they had to inbound it. They didn't even get the shot off before the buzzer.
Hail Mary. Yep.
On the road, they go up 2-0. Halliburton is an all-star. You had mentioned gold medal. So I looked this morning because I remember sometimes you remember like, oh yeah, they could have gotten Halliburton, and then you investigate a little bit. It was like, was that a Fugazi rumor or was that really true? So bona fide reporters, including Keith Pompey from the Philadelphia Inquirer, Jake Fisher, and other insiders. So I'm reading from Pompey back when Ben Simmons was available. Tyrese Halliburton was reportedly on the table in trade discussions involving Ben Simmons between the Sacramento Kings and the Philadelphia 76ers, according to various reports. The Kings were considering a package including Halliburton, Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, and 2 first-round draft picks in exchange for Simmons, Tobias Harris, and Tybal. However, the Sixers ultimately opted for a trade with Harden. The Kings considered a trade package, blah, 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 but Tybal was taken off the table. Pompey noted the Sixers weren't interested in the package because of Tybal in large part. He was deemed untouchable. So you think about that. Tybal was untouchable. They moved on from him very quickly after they're like, oh, he's not very good. And they wouldn't trade Ben Simmons for Halliburton because you know why? Because Daryl Morey had the answers to the test.
He wanted Harden the whole time. It didn't matter.
And Harden wanted him, and he knew it.
Yep. And they were negotiating in bad faith. And I'm like, that was a good deal. And again, I remember getting ripped about it. I'm like, at that point, I was so over Ben Simmons 2 years prior. I'm like, get me anything. And we would have had a younger Buddy Hield. And look at Buddy Hield out here balling. That's why Cooper Flag can't come here. Everybody that comes here just sucks. Buddy Hield came here, couldn't hit threes anymore. He goes back out somewhere else, and he's out here 9 threes a game. Like what happens?
In a game 7.
Water? We have that bottled water for players when they come here. The Sixers can't coach anybody. They can't train anybody. They can't keep anybody happy. They can't keep anybody healthy. It just sucks, Johnny Marks. Like everything that we've had and everything that we've done has just been wrong.
And meanwhile, Ben Simmons is closer to being out of the league than in a meaningful rotation on a team. He's with the Clippers now, but like he's an afterthought. He's just on a minimum contract. Who knows if there's anybody that's really interested in him past that after the season.
Didn't play him in game 7.
Man, so Daryl Morey's done some good stuff since he's been here. He's had some good draft picks.
Oh yeah, I think I'll give him that. Okay.
You look at his 2 biggest moves, and this is what makes you a legit championship contender, or where the 76ers are right now, which is effed. He signed Paul George. Everything that he did was to have that max slot so he could sign Paul George. And Paul George looks broken down and done, right? And he signed Embiid to that big extension, but also how he handled the Ben Simmons situation. He held out for James Harden because he knew James Harden was going to pull the crap of trade me, which he did. And then I don't believe he bailed on James Harden. I think ownership told him, get him out of here because nobody wants him and you want to give him this big contract. So I think part of it wasn't that Morey turned his back on Harden. It's Morey didn't keep his word because ownership told him, you don't have a written contract. You ain't keeping your word.
Yeah.
That's what I believed happened in the situation. So you had 2 instances that could have taken this team, a team that was actually very good, and Morey was brought in to put him over the hump. And he's essentially killed the team.
You'd have been better with Harden than you are with
it's true.
What's his name? George.
It's true. Paul George.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it's not a game 7, James Harden looks pretty good.
Yeah, stripping and dipping, be working until it's a game 7, or it's a crunch time game, closeout game, any closeout game. It could be 6-5, 4-3-2-1. As long as it's not a closeout game, stripping and dipping does his job. So, Paul George, you know the other thing's going to make me mad? If they do something, they dump him somewhere and they find somebody to take he'll go back to balling out again. He literally came here and was like, look at this team. What am I doing? And he just didn't want to play basketball. My nail, my foot, my hand, like I can't breathe.
My podcast.
Right. I had a podcast like late last night. Like it's theft. That's absolute theft. He should be arraigned and arrested.
Yeah, he's gonna be 36 and he just turned 35, so he's gonna play all next year. at age 35. He's not going to go. He may go to a real team and be a contributor, because you're right. He looked at this team and Embiid showing up late to everything, as I quote what was said in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're gonna roll it back with Joel Embiid this year, because they really have no other choice, and it's not going to work. And then Daryl Morey's probably going to get fired, or he's going to wait to get fired, or he's going to leave. And then you're going to have Elton Brand here again to try to turn things around. Or they're going to hire the old Warriors guy to come in here.
Elton Brand's getting shopped around. People want Elton Brand. Please, Elton Brand, go. Atlanta's looking at you. Go to Atlanta. God bless you. Thank you for your service.
So he actually, according to reports, has taken himself out of the running for the Atlanta GM job, which is actually code for they weren't going to hire me. So now I'm taking my name out of the pool.
I just want him gone. Flange of clowns.
Well, no, and by the way, everybody that wants to be like, oh, the NBA screwed the Sixers. If they would have left Sam Hinkie in there, man, Sam Hinkie would have probably done the same thing. And if Sam Hinkie didn't get greedy and bring him back out for a 1-29 season, they wouldn't have had to step in. I don't blame the NBA for one friggin' second for getting involved. When you tank for that many years in a row and you start a season 1-29, believe me, it was more than just David Stern. Was it David Stern, or was Mike Silver back in there? There's more than just the league that's worried about the 76ers. Other owners become worried about the 76ers.
Well, that's the thing. Other owners were upset. They're like, come on, bro. And again, that's why if you don't know, the NBA draft is rigged. So they gave the Sixers multiple opportunities, a bite at the apple, and they screwed up every opportunity. So we're not getting the number one pick. We're not getting Cooper Flag. It's not going to happen. Hopefully you get that kid out of Rutgers.
Yep. No, and I disagree with, like, Daryl Morey came in. Daryl Morey had opportunities to like, you could say that's the Daryl Morey that's from Colangelo. This was a good roster.
Yeah.
That he took over. Doc Rivers was supposed to be the guy that put him over the top because Brett Brown couldn't do it. And Daryl Morey didn't come in. Daryl Morey acts like that he's been fired. Like, oh, well, this organization's so much better. This team's so much better from when I came in. The freak it is. It's a mess. And he was supposed to be this great executive that made the moves. Pat Gillett came in with a very good roster, and he put the finishing touches on what Ed Wade and those guys had created and won a World Series, because Ed Wade couldn't finish the job, right? Like, isn't that what was supposed to happen here with Daryl Morey? And he's effed it up so bad. Oh my God.
So while I'm on the train of like yelling at you about old things that you guys used to yell at me about, I said I wanted the assistant coach down there in Miami to be the head coach. You're like, well, Glenn Rivers is a championship winning coach. And I'm like, no, the kid in Miami, like somebody's under Spoelstra. Well, guess what? They're about to ship Riley out. And Spoelstra's about to go up in that place, and his assistant coach is going to go down there and run Miami Heat. Now, Miami ain't got nothing right now, but they're going to be a good team because they're going to have a good coaching tree and system. Meanwhile, we're out here with Glenn Rivers just ruining it. Oh, what did he do? The Bucks were 31-3. He gets there, they instantly go to a 500 team and flame out in the playoffs, and then they get stomped out again this postseason. Glenn Rivers can't coach. He's terrible. And
he shysted. How much? He got like $10 million a year, didn't he?
Yeah, he backstabbed. How are you 31-3 and lose your job? Because Glenn's in the owner's ear talking about, well, you could have been 34-0. Like, wait, what?
40 million, 4 years, $40 million, Doc Rivers.
Absolutely insane. That man, again, criminal.
Never been swept. Never been swept.
Well, I mean,
losing Game 7, that's overrated. It means that you got to a Game 7. Remember that. Remember that.
Celebrate everything that he does.
That means they won 3 games in a series. He's not getting swept. No, they didn't. They won a game. They won. They didn't.
Let's talk about how good these teams were that took him out. You know what I mean? Let's talk about that. Let's give them credit. God, I hate that man. I hate that decision. I could be a better GM for the 76ers. I could do it. I could do it.
Black Gritty coming up. We have our BetParx Parlay of the day. I don't even know if I can participate at this point. I've been so bad. We have this. There was an injury in Major League Baseball, and is the proper protocol to stop what you're doing because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. Are you not supposed to run because a player hurt himself? You're supposed to stop? We'll play the video and we'll talk about it. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. Also, there are some people in this country that are spooked by Philadelphia sports fans and our teams. And there's another example of it that we're going to play for you coming up after this. Wait till you see this. This is amazing. It is. Philly. John Marks, PHLY. We're back in 2-2. 2-2 for you. 2-2 for you. All right, let's talk about Rothman Orthopedics for a second, all right? Because if you're in pain, I'm not in pain. I was in pain. Rothman took care of it for me. I suffered with a shoulder ailment. For when I say a year, I'm not exaggerating. It was a year, and it got worse, not better. And it got to a point where to get the cereal out of the pantry, I had to get tongs. And I'm not tall anyway, and I had to reach up and get them out that way because my range of motion was so bad. I could barely get my arm over my head. And I thought the worst, like, oh, I'm going to need surgery. It's my rotator cuff, MRIs and all this. I don't want to get this. So I finally went to Rothman. It was a half of a New Year's resolution. I'm like, I got to get this taken care of. Went to Rothman, and no joke, one appointment at Rothman up in Limerick. No MRI. They offered me a cortisone shot, and I said, nah, I'm cool. One appointment diagnosed me with a frozen shoulder, and they wrote a script for physical therapy. I had it done right there at Rothman in Limerick. 6 weeks of physical therapy, a couple days a week. And we were, I was good, literally good. Like, haven't had an issue since. So if you're in pain, whether it's major things going on, or just like you're nagging pain, this time of year, you just went out, you were doing something, shooting hoops, playing golf, and you're like, man, my knee's really bothering me. I forgot. Maybe I'm not going to be able. No, don't do that. Go to Rothman, rothmanortho.com/PHLY. You can make an appointment. You can get more information. Rothman Ortho, they have docs literally for each body part. So if it's an elbow, shoulder, like me, hand, wrist, back, knee, spine, you need hip replacement, ankle replacement, fracture care, like major knee injuries. rothmanortho.com/PHLY. Check them out. All right, this is very cool. Join us at Valley Brook Country Club for the second annual PHLY Liberty Open Golf Tournament presented by Xfinity on June 14th, 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Xfinity combines the power of internet and mobile in one all-in plan. Get lightning fast speeds at home and a secure network on the go. Restrictions apply. Xfinity internet required. Actual speeds may vary. So it's a 4-person scramble. We got to get Black Gritty out here. 4-person scramble and includes a limited edition PHLY golf tee gift, prizes, and post-round dinner and draft beer, along with a great raffle, including Philly memorabilia. Visit allphly.com/events to learn more and to purchase an individual or foursome reservation for the tournament. They're going to go fast. Diehard members are eligible to save $50 on a foursome. Terms and conditions apply. Again, allphly.com/events. Get your foursome now before it sells out. They sell out quickly. As we're back, PHLY. Black Grady, do you know how to hold a golf club? Are you a golfer?
Can I get my daughter to DH for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, is she 18?
Yeah. The smartest thing I ever did was have her take 2 seasons off from softball and take up golf. So she can hit that thing. I can't. So I need to get her out there to give me a couple pointers because I look like Charles Barkley out there. My knees get weak. I start wobbling, and I do fall down. So I need a tune-up lesson real quick.
Well, you just drive her in the cart.
Yeah.
And then she hits for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I need a DH.
All right, we're gonna have to investigate that. All right, so let's start off here with our BetParx Parlay of the day. All right, what do we got, Tyler? Just give me the odds. I'm very down about all this. I want to blame other people.
So yesterday, right, we had been riding kind of high on soccer. It's like the one thing we've hit for some reason. So yesterday I went back to a soccer game, and I had Barcelona or tie. And Barcelona was up 3-2 in the 87th minute. And not only conceded a 90th minute goal to tie, conceded a 99th minute goal to lose. How do you
lose? That sounds like something the Sixers would do.
So that was my loss yesterday. So I'm going to go to the NHL tonight, and the Dallas Stars and Winnipeg Jets start their series in the second round of the Western Conference Finals. And on paper, it is a battle of 2 really, really good goaltenders, Connor Hellebuck and Jay Gottinger. And the one thing that hasn't transpired so far was Connor Hellebuck holding up his end of the bargain. The Jets have given up a lot of goals in the first series this year so far. So I don't know what what Hellebuck we're going to see for the Jets, but I do think between these two teams, they are good enough to go over 4.5 goals. Now the line is 5.5. I bought it down to 4.5 at minus 220. But we need a win so bad that I'm taking a goal off the table and going to over 4.5 in the Jets and the Dallas Stars.
Man, that's such a coincidence. Black Grady and I, we were just texting about Connor Hellebuck last night, how impressed we were with him. He's unbelievable.
And I really, he's lucky he picked the goals, because I was really just going to tell the audience, whatever Tyler says, do the exact opposite. But this actually sounds legit. He's weaned himself down so we can roll with this play. We can feel confident in this play.
I need something, BG, man. I've been terrible.
You got anything? You got anything, BG?
I do. Last night I lost a little bit of money with that Halliburton. The Celtics tonight, money line guaranteed, book it. Like, this can't keep happening. These 2-point games, these 3-point games, like, you were up 20 points against this team. They embarrassed you at home. They're going to come out and dog walk them tonight. The Celtics by a billion, 100% guaranteed. It's got to happen.
So they're minus 530 on the money line. So all right. So we're going to bet 100.
Take them with the points if you want.
100. No, I would stay away from the 10.5. I'm frankly worried about. Bro, I was so good in the first round with these bets, and then I've lost every NBA bet in the second round. So we're gonna bet 100 to win 72.89. All right, I agree with you. The Celtics aren't going down 0-2 until they go down 0-2.
Yeah, they're gonna whoop them tonight. They're gonna be so. Again, they were up 20 points, Johnny Marks. It shouldn't have happened. They're going to dominate them tonight. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but tonight they're going to be juiced up. They're going to be at home. God, Johnny.
They can't go down. They can't go down 2 in a row. All right. And by the way, am I the only person that's rooting for the Knicks?
Well, I want a meteor to come and take them both out. But yeah, I mean, I'd rather have the Knicks over the Celtics because the Knicks aren't winning the championship. The Celtics are a threat to win the championship. So I want the Knicks to win this series. As much as I hate them both, I'll take the Knicks to win the series.
Yeah, I'm okay with saying that. Like, I wish that was my team. I like the way they play. I like how they grind. Brunson's so annoying. Really, the whole team's annoying.
Yeah.
I don't like Karl Anthony Towns. Like, I wouldn't want him on my team. But like the team's really, really annoying. And they're good. I wish that was our team. I wish I didn't have a guy like Joel Embiid that just throws everybody under the bus and makes excuses every time he loses in the playoffs. Or Daryl Morey, who is a total loser, and I want him out of here. Right? I want to feel good about my team. And I did. It wasn't that long ago where I did feel good about my team, and I don't anymore. And I wish the Knicks were my team. So there.
That makes me so sad.
It is sad. It's sad that I'm saying that.
And the worst part about the Knicks is you're just waiting for them to break down because Thibodeau runs these guys into the ground. They do play a hard-nosed, gritty. They play the type of sports that Philadelphia loves. If this was a Philadelphia team, we would adore this team because they play hard. But Thibodeau also runs them way too hard. So I don't know how far they can actually make it, but I'm with you. I want them to beat the Celtics. I'd be happy if they beat the Celtics, but not tonight.
Not tonight. No. Can't do it tonight.
I think that there's layers to the teams that you hate, right? And I think it would, like, for me, it would be like if the Mets and the Braves played in a series. And like, I dislike that I dislike Atlanta because their nameplate across their chest. But there's guys on that Atlanta team that I go, man, I really enjoy watching Ronald Acuna play. I really enjoy watching Matt Olson play. I really enjoy watching, like, sort of, you know what I mean? There's levels to it where if the Mets and the Braves play, I think rooting's probably the wrong word, but like, I would probably, I guess, lean Atlanta compared to the Mets because I despise everything about
sure. Mets. No, because they're fans. It's the reason why everybody roots against the Philadelphia teams, because the reputation of Philadelphia fans. Same thing with Mets fans. Mets fans are knuckle draggers. Let's face it, for the most part.
Yeah,
I can't take them.
100%.
Grady, who would you rather go to dinner with, the Swiss cheese pervert or the Delco dumper?
The Delco dumper.
Or the Delco pooper, but I prefer the dumper.
The Delco pooper dumper. I want a lady that will fight for my rights. You know what I mean? I need a lady that'll protect me. You know what I mean? She'll pop the trunk on that thing. Anytime I need help, Bow. She ready.
Look out.
She about that action, boss. She about that action. My girl don't play.
So you'd rather have dinner with her than the Swiss cheese? Do you remember the Swiss cheese pervert?
No.
He was driving around Northeast Philly with a piece of Swiss cheese in his pants down. He would pull up to people and show and expose himself with the Swiss cheese in the air.
Okay, I thought that's what it was. Yes, I picked the right choice. I did. I did pick the right choice. I'm taking. Like I said, that to get out of your car and to do that, that's not your first time doing it. It's wild behavior. It's aggressive.
Diarrhea on command. It's like she didn't even stutter. She said it was clean and didn't even need the wipe. Now I'll disagree with the didn't need the wipe part. I mean that.
I mean, she's wearing a dress. It's clingy. I mean,
oh my God!
She wasn't bare butt on the seat. You know what I mean?
All right. All right. So that's it. We're not going to get time to do this. The sports list they did in Atlanta because I wanted to end here, and I gotta go take my kids to school. But Tyler, can you fire up so this is Matt Olson. This is a couple days ago now. So this is Braves against the Reds, and Matt Olson hits a ball to left field, and you'll see what happens here once we get going. Hits the ball to left field. Boom.
Out of Florida back in 20.
Here's the pitch. So he goes out. Left fielder tries to make a play on the ball. He flies right into the wall, and he's clearly injured. Now he's moving, and like he's trying to get up. So Matt Olson, like everybody's kind of looking and running, and Matt Olson just runs around the bases, and he goes home. Right?
Yeah.
So Tyler Callahan, Tyler, do you even know what happened to him here? What the end injury was?
No, I don't know what the end result is. The assumption I think was initially was that he may have broken his arm. I think so we ended up with a forearm fracture.
Right, which isn't all right. So listen, he was moving around, he was trying to get up.
Yeah, it's not a life or death injury. The umpire could have called, time and then just advance the runners, but he didn't do that because again he was moving around and he's all the way deep in the corner. I can't see if he just tripped or what happened. You know what I mean? Like I'm not stopping the play of the game, and if you're the runner, you run. That's how in the park home runs happen. And when JT hit that into Parker and the dude's over there falling and flipping all over his feet, what is JT supposed to stop because he doesn't know what he's doing on the ground in the corner there? No,
So
run.
the caption was thoughts on Olsen coming home on this one. If he would have, if his head would have fallen off, maybe then you stop the play and you award him a home run. But what do you want him to do? Stop at second base because the guy broke his forearm? What are we talking about? Like this idiot that put this on Twitter then was like, I was just asking the question when he got crushed in the replies.
Yeah.
What do you mean you weren't just asking the question? You're insinuating that's the answer by even putting it out there.
Yeah.
You don't stop. They were clearly looking and worried about him. He got up.
Yeah.
He didn't break his neck. This wasn't where DeMar Hamlin had cardiac arrest on the field, for God's sakes.
Yeah, just not moving, like just dead drop in the corner there. Like that'd be different. But he turned around, he rolled over, again, and when they're on the ground that far, you don't know what's going on. But you see him moving around. Like, what am I supposed to stop for? This is pro ball, bro. Like, grow up. And then everyone's like, well, the umpire should stop. Why? Did the guy get carted off? No, he did not. Like, you don't stop the game of play unless it's a serious injury. And what's serious? When you're not moving out there on the field. To me, that's what's serious.
Where you look like you're dead. If he would have went head first into the wall, and it was like, but again, how does he know?
That
he doesn't know. He can't see exactly what happened. He's not looking at replays. No, it's ridiculous. No, you round the bases. Sorry, Reds player. You slam yourself in the freaking wall. You broke your forearm. Yeah. I just it made me crazy too. I saw it. You sent it to me last night. I saw it. And I was like, give me a break.
Yeah.
Idiot.
It's stuff like that just makes me, I'm like, this is professional sports, bro. Like, what do you do? This is unsportsmanlike. It's bad look in the game. The character of the game is gone. I'm like, what is going on? Like, you're an adult. These are adult men making these comments. I'm like, what are we talking about?
Exactly right. All right, let's try to do it real fast, because if you're watching on TV, hang on a second. So 680 The Fan in Atlanta, they I follow them, they follow me. My buddy Kevin McAlpin used to do Braves radio down there, Philly guy, and he no longer does it down there. He's doing something else. But so Brian Finneran, former Eagle for like quarter of a season or whatever. He's down there. So it's their morning show. They hate Philadelphia. And if you're watching on TV right now, slide on over to allphly.com because this is overtime. They're doing a list, and they asked their morning show. They said, what are the top 5 toxic fan bases in sports? Are you surprised at who may be at the top of these lists, Black Gritty?
Dylan, and Dylan. All Philly sports team.
So let's see. Here we go right here as he's bringing it up. All right, so that's the one guy. Eagles, number 1. No surprise there. Brian Finneran, Raiders, which is stupid. Eagles, number 2. And then, Philadelphia anything. That guy right there is like the Joe DeCamera of the show. Philadelphia anything. Oh, man, he hates Philadelphia. Philadelphia anything.
Cheesesteaks. Hey, boo. But that's what I said. Philadelphia everything. We're the worst, apparently. And Ohio State is really bad. The Raiders used to be really bad, but they just are been so bad for so long. They don't.
But they're in Las Vegas now, too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. They've been so bad. They're in Vegas now. They don't even exist, really. I feel bad for the Raiders.
Yeah, Eagles fan, and this is fan bases, and I know that the Raiders, the black hole, they were notorious in Oakland. They're not there anymore. They're in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's not the same.
There's nothing more notorious than the Philadelphia fan base. And as K-Red said, no one likes us. We don't care. Oh, we do care.
We care.
We definitely care. We care a lot.
Yeah,
but
we care a lot.
Personally, me, I don't care. And I can't get enough of living rent-free in every fan base, in particular the NFL, in their head. Because the Eagles are here. They're here to stay. They're not going anywhere. Multiple Super Bowls, multiple Super Bowl appearances. And we ain't going anywhere. And you're going to have to live with it. And you weak-ass Atlanta fans down there with your baseball team and, like, what else are we talking about? University of Georgia. Go talk about college athletics because that's what you are. You're a weak at Black Gritty. If they were asking me top 5 weak fan bases in the country, Atlanta would be near the top of the list if it came to pro sports.
The Bulldogs have all their real fans. I don't. You're gonna outlive me, Johnny Marks. You're gonna live longer than me. You're gonna die, and they're still gonna be talking about Santa Claus. So it'll be like, what, 200 years, and they're still going to bring up Santa Claus and these snowballs. Like I was going to say in my lifetime when I die, but I'm going to die sooner than you. So I want to extend the shelf a little bit by another extra 10 years. But Johnny Marks, they're never going to let that go. Ever. It's never going to let go. It gets brought up anytime we do anything great or anything bad. We boo anybody. It's like, well, they booed Santa Claus. It's 30-32. Well, they booed Santa Claus.
Sometimes when I do if I do a national radio hit, or like a podcast interview or something, and they'll bring up the snowballs at Santa Claus, and I'll act dumb and be like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Oh, it's a snowball." Like, that didn't happen. Like, yeah, it did. Whoa. And I'm like, yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware of snowballs at Santa Claus. Thank you. I appreciate you bringing it up. Thank you.
So would you keep playing that role and just say, what year did that happen? Let me know. When
1967. It was the year that O.J. Simpson got drafted. Like the story to go along with it is that the Eagles were going to have the number 1 pick in the draft, and they won.
Yeah.
I would have thrown snowballs at Santa Claus, too. They got some stiff offensive lineman instead of O.J. Simpson.
Yeah. Again, 67. Like, again, Johnny Marks, we're going to die, and they're going to bring that up. It's going to be 100 years. 2067. And it's going to be like, well, they booed Santa Claus. They're the worst people in the world.
All right, so he got drafted in 1969. So it would have been, I guess, the 1968 season that it happened. So there you go. Yeah. So we're going like you had said. We're gonna be long gone. Tyler's son's gonna be
there. You go.
Gonna be getting told about throwing snowballs at Santa Claus.
He's got the super extended shelf life. You're right. He's gonna hear it.
Yeah. So there you go. The weakest fan bases in the country. Number 1, Atlanta pro fan bases. Atlanta Braves, Atlanta Falcons.
Pick that year.
Yep.
Well, America. Yeah.
All right. Shout out to everybody. I got to take my kids to school. So, and we're already out of here anyway. So, Black Gritty, good stuff, brother.
Good seeing you, bud. Go get them educated.
Talk to you soon, everybody. Talk to you live tomorrow at 8 a.m. Remember, check out the podcast, the audio-only podcast. Just search Philly Philly with John Marks wherever you find your podcasts. We're back tomorrow live at 8 a.m. See you.
We all silly like the mayor.